Hello and welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson and my ReeFlo Blowhole pump died again. This is the main supply of water to my tank from the basement. So it's a critical piece of equipment and it died. Again. Yeah, seriously, this was like my 5th pump. So I was really frustrated with ReeFlo, but I would definitely say watch this till the end because I'm actually pretty impressed with the way things worked out. So, come check it out.
Alright, it's 6 a.m. I just got woke up by my wife because my house smells like smoke. As you can see, this whole electrical unit caught on fire, I guess. It's pretty melted and nasty. You got water pouring out the back of it. So, ReeFlo Blowhole. This is like my 5th pump. This is terrible. Call them up, see what they'll do. I'll just see if I can get my money back. Okay. So you can see here the casing on the outside of the pump is completely melted. Yeah, that's horrible. That really could have been a nasty fire. So I guess I'm lucky that nothing burned up, but now I'm here without a pump. Alright, the temporary fix is up and running. I've got the old Quiet 1 pump on, and sorry if you guys hear the heater running. That's just the heater's on, it's cold outside, and everything's on, or all the windows are open to get the smoke out of the house. And then it runs up that tube all the way to a Mag 5 and upstairs. I know it's hokey, I know it's not a lot of water flow, but what do you do in an emergency situation at 6 in the morning? That's exactly what you do right there. You rig it.
I was adamant that I was going to get my money back on this ReeFlo pump. I called ReeFlo up and they told me that they were actually having problems with the pumps overheating, which is actually good to hear from a company that they're admitting when they have an engineering problem. So that actually somewhat impressed me because I've talked to a lot of companies before that just won't admit their problems, and that's always frustrating. But they admitted it, and they said they had a brand new design that they'd like me to try out, and that's this Triton 3 pump here. Supposedly this fixes everything. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. From what I'm seeing, the main difference is this bottom bit's plastic as opposed to stainless steel, and it comes with plastic connectors for the PVC. The thing I'm not liking about it is that it has to be glued on, which is going to make it a little bit hard to swap out in the future when I have problems, or if I have problems. But we'll see how that goes. The plastic in the PVC is probably a better design. One of the problems I always had in the past was that these guys here always had leaks on this end. The PVC fitting just didn't work very good, and I had to put a lot of Teflon tape on there to keep that thing from leaking. And it was always a pain to switch these pumps out. So this looks like it's going to fix it. Otherwise, what they're calling the Triton 3 has the same design as far as I can tell. It looks like the same controller up on top, and the water outputs appear to be the same. And it looks like the same motor on there. So I was always thinking it was the motor itself that was going bad. So I'm skeptical because I believe the motor itself is the problem, but I don't actually know that. I'm obviously not an engineer. But supposedly this fixes everything. So I'm going to go ahead and hack up my system and make this plumbing fit and see how it works. Here's the Triton 3 pump installed. Good and bad about the installation. These guys didn't leak one little bit, which was really nice considering the last one it was a pain to get it to seal up. So the no leak thing was really nice. The part that sucked was I hate the idea that you have to glue these together. It seems like it should come with a union that I can take apart, just built that way, right? So this should just screw on there, be a full-fledged union, comes apart, no glue. So what I ended up doing was making my own setup like that. So I glued a piece of a fitting in here to reduce everything down to 1.25 inches. That's what everything running off of here is 1.25 inches, and the new piece is 1.5 inches. So I did that, and then I put my union on. So now I can take it apart here, and I can take it apart here, and I can move it wherever I want to go. And I did that on both sides, and by doing that, I was able to keep from modifying this whole section. The downside, as you can see, is it doesn't fit like it used to. It's way off, it's slanted, it's ugly. When I end up redoing the frag tanks, because right now I've got them offline for reasons I don't want to go into right now. When I end up redoing those, I'll have to modify all this. But for the time being, it's going to work. It's just not as pretty as I'd like, but it's in my basement. Nobody really comes down here. So I really wish this was a union directly onto here. Job done. That's my opinion how this should be made. No gluing fittings ever, should always be screw. But that's not how they did it at ReeFlo. The pump itself is working. It feels cooler than the old pump. We'll see how it holds up. I really don't have any idea. As I said before, I thought it was going to be the motor that was the failure. They replaced this with plastic. But so far everything's working. It's working fine. I'll just have to... Sorry about that. I'll just have to wait and see. I'm really impressed with the way ReeFlo handled this problem. It was just a quick phone call to them. They admitted that there's a problem with the ReeFlo pumps and that they overheat and burn out. They said that the problem I had was a really rare problem, and the guy apologized profusely. So it's rare in my experience to have a company actually admit when there's a problem with their product. So that's huge in my world, is when they're actually going to admit that there's a problem. Secondly, the guy said, just give me your address, I'll ship you a new pump, try it out, see what you think of it, and we'll go from there. If you don't like it, you can have your money back. So that was really cool. He just put it in the mail. I had it like 3 days later. So ReeFlo as a company seems really cool. Their warranty is the best I've seen, so I'm really happy with that. So I hope it all goes well with this new pump. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. There are many more episodes to come. Thanks for watching.